Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we are going to be looking at an awesome DLC concept that's actually been created by a user on the GTA forums, Sweet G420, and this one is pretty incredible. Not only did he get the attention of some major members of the GTA community, like FunMW2, but I also got people that were literally tweeting this at me, saying to go check this out. And whenever I see something like that, I try to make videos that you guys are interested in, that the community wants to see. And whenever we run across an amazing concept like this, I really like to share it, bring some light, and obviously some more exposure to the guy who originally created it. And maybe, who knows, Rockstar might see it and say, hey, this is a great idea. You know, let's get working on it so we can maybe possibly implement it one day in online. And this concept is for a new Grand Theft Auto Online racing DLC, which I think is pretty awesome. So his fictional name, it's called Start Your Engines or 321 Go. I don't know if that's, of course, the best name, but this is the description. He states, this DLC is meant to be a racing DLC with new cars, motorcycles, weapons, clothing and accessories, and new properties added. This update would bring a new race class called Formula 1, race cars, and super bikes, and the release of a new tuning place called Tommy's Super Tunes, located on Elysian Island in Los Santos. Now, at this shop, you'd be able to tune and customize the new vehicles, as well as the old race car vehicles like the Massacro and the Jester, as well as the Comet, the Benefactor Feltzer, the Bravado Verlier, and the Pegassi Batti 801RR. Now, Tommy's Super Tunes would have a bunch of new liveries, race rims, slick tires, new wheel options, and other cosmetic customizations like wide body kits and much more to make cars and bikes look much more race-like. And very similar to Benny's, Tommy's would add 8 new missions where you have to steal some of the new vehicles from various locations around San Andreas and bring them back to him. That's pretty cool. Obviously, ever since Benny's was added into the game, I've always felt that they need to bring new mod shops, body modification, places where you can go and upgrade certain types of vehicles. But anyways, let's move on to, I would say, the meat of this DLC, and that is the new vehicles. So as he stated, there's going to be a new Formula 1 class of cars called the Formula 1 class, obviously enough, and there's going to be 2 vehicles in that class. The first one is the Grotti F500R, which is based off of the 2015 Ferrari SF15T, and he states that that would be priced at a stock version of $2.85 million. So pretty expensive vehicle, but as you can imagine, these Formula 1 cars are likely going to be pretty pricey. And the next vehicle he has under that list is the Benefactor SP5, which is based off the 2015 Mercedes W06, and that is a stock price of $2.825 million. So those are only $25,000 a piece, but nonetheless still very, very expensive. But I think if the Formula 1 cars were added into the game, we would see a pretty big price difference just because of how insane those cars are likely going to be performance-wise. So that sounds amazing. Up next, he states there's going to be a new set of race cars called the race car class, and there's 3 vehicles in particular that are going to be added. The first of which is the Sentinel Force, which is based off of the 2016 BMW M6 GT3, and that comes at a stock price of $1.975 million. So once again, pretty pricey, not as expensive as the Formula 1 class, but still certainly up there, getting around the range of the T20 regular supercar. Up next, we got the Benefactor Backfire, which is based off the 2016 Mercedes AMG GT3, and that comes in at $1.95 million. So still only $25,000 difference. Relatively expensive, but these cars, obviously, as you can see on the screen, look pretty incredible. And up next, we've got the Obey Raw, which is based on the 2013 Audi TT RS race car, and that comes in at $1.825 million. So those would be the 3 race cars we would have in that category, and they would kind of go in the same class as obviously the ones we've seen before, like the Massacro and the Jester race cars. That's pretty awesome. Up next, he's got a new class of motorcycles called super bikes, which I think are pretty awesome. So he's got 4 of them on this list right now. The first one is the Nagasaki Stealth, which is based off of the 2015 Kawasaki Ninja H2R, which comes in at a price of $255,000. That sounds pretty awesome. Just the name sounds pretty legendary. So that's sweet. Up next, we got the Shih Tzu Grinder R, which is based off of the 2015 Suzuki GSX R1000, and that comes in at $250,000, $250,000. Very cool bike right there. Up next, we got the Nagasaki Yakuza, which is based off of the 2015 Yamaha Yart YZF R1 at $245,000. And finally, last but not least, we've got the Dinka Furious based off of the 2015 Honda CBR 1000 RR Fireblade SP, which comes in at the cheapest price of all these bikes at $235,000. So that would be a pretty awesome upgrade if we were to just get these vehicles alone. So 4 bikes, 3 race cars, and 2 Formula 1 cars. That would give us 9 total cars available for this update. 9 total new ones that we haven't seen in Grand Theft Auto 5, which would be incredible. That would be insane to see that amount of new vehicles, plus all the other upgrades we could do in Tommy's Super Tunes to the existing cars we already have in the game. So as far as vehicles go, that's pretty amazing. Up next, he says there's going to be 3 new weapons added. Now, these are pretty interesting. The first of which he says is going to be the wrench, which has 3 different colors. You can choose from chrome, steel, and rusty, at a price of $1,150 per color. So the next weapon is pretty interesting. It's actually the flag. Now, I originally thought he was talking about like a flag pole, but apparently he's like actually talking about like the cloth. So he states there's colors, there's checkered, green, yellow, red, and white at a price of $1,240 per color. Again, I'm not sure how a flag cloth can be used as a weapon, but I'm sure you can find, a use for almost anything nowadays. And the last one is the starter, which is based on the Rossi R35103 SPL, which is essentially a very tiny revolver. If you've never seen one of those or you Google them, it is a very, very short barreled revolver, and that is $2,560. So those are our weapons right there. Clearly, this is meant to be more of a racing DLC, so weapons aren't that big of a deal, but those are still pretty interesting and fairly unique for the most part. So I'll, of course, include this link in the description because the next bit I'm going to be going over is pretty in-depth, and it would be kind of hard for me to go into everything, but essentially this is where we're going to be getting into the new clothing and helmet. So he states there's going to be 8 new racing outfits, and they're going to be in the biker category, and the price range for those is going to be $62,000 to $73,500. And there's also going to be 8 new racing outfits, which are going to be anywhere from $59,000 to $60,000. Now, the biker outfits are a racing top with a back plate and boots, as well as pants and knee protection, as well as a glove and helmet. And the racing outfits are racing coveralls with shoes, gloves, and a helmet with a different printed advertisement. And some of those advertisements would be Sprunk, Redwood, Meteorite, Atomic, Cola, Zero, Globe Oil, and Ron Oil, which is pretty awesome. And the individual pieces like the coveralls, tops, pants, boots, shoes, gloves, and helmets would each be around from $3,000 to $27,000 a piece. In addition to this, he states there would be racing gear like new bike tops with back plates, new bike pants with knee protection, 6 new bike boots, as well as 6 new bike gloves. So that would be pretty cool. You could actually dress up as someone that's going to be racing these new super bikes, race cars, and Formula 1 vehicles. So I think that would be pretty incredible, and I really do like the fact that he not only focused great attention on the cars, but also what you would wear if you wanted to professionally drive the vehicles also. Now, another huge thing that I think is very much welcomed in this update is the addition of new mansions. And I'm not talking about those wimpy stilt homes that Rockstar provided. I'm talking about real mansions. That's right, real like giant mansions. And he says that there would be 2 new ones unlocked. The first one would be 3 West Eclipse Boulevard, which is in Richmond. It would have 5 different interior options. The new mansion would have a 15-car garage with some new and old activities for you to gauge in, like a tennis court, darts, pool, bowling, and it would come at a very expensive price of $11,700,000. But hey, you got to pay the price if you want all those crazy upgrades. And up next would be 55 West Eclipse Boulevard in Rockford Hills. Very similar. It would have 5 different interiors, the 15-car garage, and all the other upgrades you saw at a price of $9,950,000. So overall, mansions are certainly something I've wanted in the game forever now. And like I said, real mansions, not the stilt homes in the Vinewood Hills. And he also says he would add new garages, and these garages would be special because each one of them would hold 15 cars, which would be incredibly new. So each of these garages would be $400,000 to $450,000. They'd have 3 different customizable interiors. The new garages would hold 15 vehicles, and they'd be equipped with some simple, I guess, activities like darts, a pool table, and a wardrobe. So you could easily change from, let's say, bike gear to maybe your Formula One racing gear. And really, as far as the concept goes, that's it. That's all he really touches on. For the most part, it's a pretty simple concept. It's cars, clothes, weapons, and a few new things like places to live. But I think it's just done so well. You know, the vehicles are classed in their specific classes. You've obviously got the weapons and the clothing that really goes well with the cars, and the new mansions and places to live that are specifically designed to add upgrades and not just new places to store our vehicles. So I think this would be pretty awesome, but I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. What do you think of Sweet G420's racing DLC concept? Let me know if this is something you would want to see in Grand Theft Auto Online. If it is, be sure to leave a like rating on the video. That'd be awesome. And also hit that subscribe button if you guys are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.